Cam, can you hear it?
Everybody, no, I'm not on there yet.
No,
I'm.
yeah.
Oh, you just making sure all the sonics and stuff working on the board.
That's wild.
I was the jinx.
No,
I know y'all didn't
I
need
have
me back.
no clue what the hell is going on. Like, everything was working just fine and
Y'all didn't need me back.
moving
all that
how
was.
it was moving. And then boom, here come the shenanigans.
I see the closed captioning up and running.
Do you get audio?
I know I got my shit muted.
Well, that ain't gonna do it no good if we're trying to hit audio.
She gotta have her shit up.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Closed captioning has been brought to you by
Fuck a duck.
Dollar Tree toilet paper.
If we don't finish it tonight, we definitely have
It sounds low. I could hear everybody.
I hear Tony talking.
But that's an old feed. Tony been quiet
Yeah,
for
but over tonight. Yeah, I heard the Puerto Rico.
But everybody's saying they can't hear it.
But you had to yell in order to hear that, though.
But I didn't, though. I was just up to the mic.
Oh, that part. There's something else going on. Because I heard, I like he said, you can hear it, but it's low. Like, did you cheat? Yeah. All right, let's talk about why you. There's something else going on.
I hear you now.
'Cause I heard.
Perfect. Everybody, we got sound now.
We got sound?
Yeah, because I heard that
I
loud
heard
and
it too.
clear.
Yeah. Very
Okay, let's
crispy.
see.
Crystal clear.
Ah, man.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. You guys have sound.
Perfect.
We got sound?
Okay,
Fine.
are we live?
Finally.
Where's the Memorex?
Check it. We got sound. We got sound. Get up, get down.
Okay.
Can they hear?
She would be here. Speak up.
Up.
Chloe?
Yes.
All right, perfect. I can hear you. Can you hear us?
I can. It just sounds a little muffled.
Oh, it's muffled again?
Let me see if it's. I'm gonna turn it up for just a second.
And that was our phone call and our video.
Try taking the cushion off.
Yeah.
Like, see what happened.
Okay, so it is. But it is. We have audio.
Say again.
We do have audio.
How we
Yeah,
sound now?
we have
Does it sound
loud
muffled?
audio, but Chloe's saying she can't hear us.
She said it sound muffled. Chloe, can you hear me? Do I sound muffled?
I can hear you. It just sounds low.
Don't get too close to this mic.
All right.
Comfortable.
Where are you listening to us through your headset or through your computer?
Headset.
Mm-hmm.
I just muted the laptop.
All right, so it's still muffled when you hear us though.
Yeah, I can. I can hear you guys. We can roll.
How does the laptop sound on the computer?
It's just a little delayed, but it's clear.
Okay.
I can deal with delay.
Run it!
Well, shit. Run. How we want to run back to the question?
I'm so thrown off right now. I'm just trying to make sure we don't lose audio again. So
That's how I'm so
Yeah, I can hear it real good right now. I'm listening to it too.
All right, so I think when everything got thrown off, Chloe, you was talking about being on your second marriage, and both of y'all knew where y'all wanted to be, knew what y'all wanted out of it, right?
Yes, we did, and we're going on 9 years.
Oh,
Okay.
congratulations.
Congrats.
And I think, Tony, you were talking about the financial aspects of it. I think you were just saying that
Who
whoever
benefits out of
has the most
it? And like I said, I think a lot of times it always looks like whoever is financially in a better position, whoever is coming into the relationship, kind of gets the benefit out of it if things don't work out. If they're together, a lot of times you don't really see who is kind of hurting. Well, not hurting, but who's benefiting, unless it's kind of one of those things where one person don't do shit and the other one does all the work and they just reaping the, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, it's kind of, I wouldn't say hard, but it is kind of a hard look to look at somebody's relationship and be like, well, who's benefiting from this right now? Because you don't know the inner workings of their relationship. You don't know who's bringing what, who's doing what, how they help each other out.
I think it's different. I guess it depends on who you're in a relationship with, but I think as a woman and as a mother, it kind of feel like it's more beneficial to your husband sometimes, because it's like you work all day, and then when we get home, it's like we have a second shift, and I think we take on the brunt of the household duties and the chores, and then maintaining everybody else's schedule, who has to be here, who has doctor's appointments, who has, it's just, I think for a woman, it can be a lot more stressful for us.
But it's also to what you said. It depends on who your partner is.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was like my major, point when it came down to it. If you know you're bearing all these other things outside of working and going half with your partner on the expenses. You say you got to come home, take care of the kids, do laundry, whatever's expected. Why don't you voice those grievances to your partner and even the load versus just, taking it on and then letting it build up as a frustration? Because if you don't tell them, then how do they know?
I get that. I just think as a woman, sometimes you just kind of feel like it's your duty, and you kind of just, you want to be everything to everybody. Like you just try to do it, even though it's very stressful. And I think a lot of times we don't even realize the amount of stress we're under until something happens.
But how is that fair to your partner then? If you don't tell them that you're under this tremendous amount of stress,
But we're not talking about fairness.
But it has to be fair.
No, a lot of things aren't fair.
Life is not fair.
Listen, here's how this works, right? A lot of things aren't fair, but you got to set the tone. This is what you need from your partner. If you don't say anything about it, how do you expect them to say, okay, this is where my wife needs my help at?
I get that, but what I was telling you is like a lot of times is you don't even realize that you're under that much stress, or you don't. I mean, so she might not realize it, and might not say it to you, even though it might come out in other ways, like being snappy or being bitchy or not wanting to have sex or whatever. It could come out in other ways, but sometimes you don't know what it is.
But I think that's the difference between a functioning relationship and an actual happy relationship. Not even just happy, but a pretty much a mutual relationship, a balanced relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not communicating, it's first of all, that's just like when somebody asks you what's wrong and you say nothing. But then 2 months later, it's brought up in a dispute. You get what I'm saying? Right. Like, you've been having all this on you and you ain't said nothing, but now that we had a miscommunication about a scheduling conflict, now you bring all this shit up. Like,
I think it's obvious things, though. When you're in a partnership, in a relationship, you can see what needs to be done within your household to maintain the organization, the ebb and flow, with the kids' homework. So it's not like a no-brainer. We're not having to micromanage the relationship because it just should be coming in and helping, not having a woman bear all the burden of the responsibilities to be everything. Because just to piggyback off of what Pam said, she's absolutely right. A lot of times women don't even understand that they're under a certain amount of stress because we do try to be everything and be everybody for our family.
So Chloe, I'm gonna say it like this. That's like once you create that space for that man or your husband to where he doesn't worry about none of that. He has a routine now. When he walks in the house, he do what he does, go sit down and get his peace of mind and relax his nerves and this, that, and that, because you've held everything down. Once you become frustrated and now you're starting to move a little different, you're starting to be a little weird, your attitude's off. That's when he's gonna ask the question. If you still don't say nothing and then you blow it up at him, it's kind of like one of those things where, damn, I didn't know. You get what I'm saying? Like, even though it should be something that's obvious, but if you train it to where that was not his, baby, don't worry about it. I got it. I got it. That's like us. When we going through shit or we dealing with something, if we always take that out of your hands and don't ever have you worry about it, once we start acting weird, acting funny, looking frustrated, and you ask us what's wrong and we say nothing, even though you can see something is wrong, if we not telling you, you don't know how to help. You get what I'm saying? Like,
I agree. Communication absolutely is needed for both parties to be able to understand what you need. But I think that pedaling back to the actual question, who benefits more in a marriage? And I would say the man is the one that benefits more in the marriage, just off of the first thing that we're talking about. The duties of what's going on in the household, the expectations of the household. A lot of times you guys aren't coming in saying, hi, what can I help you with today? That's not the tone that's being set. You guys are going off and doing the things that you feel and being priority for yourselves. And then we're going in and having to do, what we have to do, which is a lot of times cook dinner, get the kids ready for bed and for school. Those things always take precedence over others.
Got you.
My opinion, can I add something? Yes, please. I feel like if you ever in a relationship and y'all got to see who benefits the most out of it, fucking get out of it. We got to sit here and say, if I feel like, yeah, you benefiting more of what I do, get the fuck out of it. I don't even want to go through that shit. Like, you sitting here, we comparison on who do the most for who. I mean, everybody fighting their own battles, and it all goes back to communication, like you said, because it depends. Communication and basically people how they see their roles in a relationship. Because a man to go out there and bust his ass all day, we fight all kind of bullshit and come back home and feel disrespected and shit sometimes, and it feels like he's been ignored, But he feel like as a man, I got to do this regardless for my family. I deal with the world on a daily basis.
I think
women feel like, can feel the same way. They all got their own battles and feel like I bust my ass doing this shit for a home that's not respecting me and doesn't respect me being here. Because we talking about benefits, and benefits, it could be three different things. It could be financially, emotionally, and physically. Who benefits the most? But if everybody's not equally yoked in this relationship and somebody's feeling more benefited, getting more benefits than the other, and I feel like, as a man, I see that, I'm like, damn, she ain't doing shit, but I'm busting my ass in this relationship. Why are we together? If a woman saying the same thing, if I'm busting my ass
so you
in
would feel undervalued.
Like, it's not even about feeling undervalued. Like you said, it's communication. Like, what was our goals? What was the plan going into this marriage? What was it? What was the conversation about that? We just got married to say I do and live happily ever after without knowing what comes along with this.
But even if you had that conversation, you don't know what it's like until you actually get into it.
Yeah, because you marry about 5 different people because everybody gonna change. But you gotta understand, somebody gonna change. Nobody's gonna be the same person you married 5 years ago. You're gonna be a different person.
I'm just saying that even though you have those conversations, it's probably not gonna go the way that you're thinking it's gonna go, especially if you haven't been married. And when you said that, like men, they come home and feel ignored and whatever. And I agree with that, but that is just one more added stress for us because he's feeling ignored. And so now I feel like now I got to jump through hoops to attend to him. I'm trying to attend to the kids. And
you're not feeling valued doesn't add stress to a man?
I don't get no time for myself.
And you're not feeling valued doesn't add stress to a man? Like my woman doesn't feel valued at home.
That's a lack of communication.
That's a lack of communication.
Somewhere in the mix, people aren't talking about how they're feeling about things because you feeling this, I'm going to just take it on and do everything I got to do for, my family. And he's probably feeling the same way and nobody's speaking up because they're not leaving any, common ground to say, all right, let's talk about how we feel about this thing. Yeah, because a lot of the times men come home stressed out, whatever the case may be. You ignoring him because I got to feed the kids. I got to do the dishes. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to help with this. I got to help with homework. And he's like, hey, I almost lost my job. I got to come up with more bread to do this. I got to change the brakes. I got to change the oil. I got to make sure this is right. I got to fix the blinds. I got to fix the shades. Somebody clogged the toilets. It's all these lists of things that they're figuring out in their brain that they got to do that you can't do, and all the things that you're doing saying, well, he's handling that, so I can't even complain. Let me quietly handle these things, not realizing that you're stressed out about it. So y'all both looking at each other at a standstill, because he's feeling overwhelmed and unseen and unheard. You're feeling overwhelmed in the same way. And I just believe it's a lack of communication. There is no one person benefits more than the other, even in a financial aspect, right? Let's say financially the man is the one making the most money and he's taking care of the home financially. What about the things inside of the home? Who takes care of that? If the woman is taking care of that, does she feel overwhelmed by that? She possibly could, but he's feeling overwhelmed because the majority of his time is spent outside of the home paying bills. It has to be something where communication is put on the table so both parties understand that, hey, my workload is heavy. I understand your workload is heavy. How do we balance this out? Like, how do we get it where we feel heard and we feel like, we're even in this thing?
I hear what you're saying. I just don't. I don't think that's not the experience most women go through.
Yeah, everybody. I think
I like the fact that you use most. But you're learning it,
and that's the key to this whole situation. That is all. And this whole conversation is gonna be perspective because everybody goes through different battles and different. You know what I'm saying? You got your own shit you deal with. Everybody's relationship ain't the same, so it's always gonna be perspective on how. I'm not even married. Never was married, so I can't tell you shit about it. I don't know the real struggles of it. All I can tell you about what I seen on the Cosby Show and other TV shows of people being married.
Wow.
And a little bit of shit that went on, a couple of relationships that I know, my uncle and aunties and shit. You know what I'm saying? How they deal with their shit. But at the end of the day, I don't have it. But it's just my idea of it. It's just going to be my ideal of it. It's like, if we're married, what happened to at first, before the marriage comes along, where's the foundation of this? To me, personally. Before the marriage comes along, what's the foundation? What we built on? What we going to stand on?
Hold on.
What changes?
I'm going to ruffle feathers with this one, but a man's role has never, quote unquote, changed. Explain. What do you mean never changed? What's a man's role?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. She spells it funny.
Spell it like fancy, funny.
Oh, that's my favorite bartender.
Ronnie.
Yeah, Ronnie.
She been making them drinks.
Where she got this name from? R-H-E-A. Ronnie, listen, we need you to change that. I was like, who's this?
Like the bartender.
We women changed. Our role changed. We changed. Listen, women's roles have not changed. They have not changed. You may have conformed.
They have changed.
Okay.
We're no longer, just in the household making cookies.
Why?
And getting your everything ready. We're now out of the household, working full-time jobs, and then coming home and still doing those things. Certain women are, because they care, to make sure that their husbands are fed, their homes are clean, and things are done in the house. But our roles have changed drastically. And statistically, married men do live longer
I'm done
than single.
Shit.
Statistically, you said married men live longer than...
married men, financials are better than single men.
Yeah, that's true.
Sound about right.
Where are you pulling these numbers from?
Everything that you look up, it confirms that. Y'all's health
No,
benefits
I
are
need
better.
I need numbers.
Financial benefits are better. Married men do better financially than single men.
I need to know the
I
statistics
single-handedly
because
live
I know
healthy
some
living.
married men that are in debt,
Okay,
like
I know a
horrible
lot of
debt.
them.
that I'm not saying that
There
that's
were
not
a
true.
couple
but I'm
of
talking
places
about,
that did the survey.
Yeah, I'm looking at one right now. The
But
research
also-
shows that marriage is more
That
beneficial.
Harvard Health,
Yeah.
American Institute for Marriages, Institute for Families. There were a couple of places that will provide you with the statistics to show you in black and white how married men are able to benefit from being married.
So this is
And
Harvard.
it's not a bad thing that men benefit more. We're not saying it as a negative connotation. It's not negative. It's just factual. You know that men being married, they benefit more out of the being married than a woman.
It does say that men even live longer and deal with fewer health issues because their wives are constantly nudging them towards healthier habits.
Good wife.
Yeah, making them go to the doctor.
Cool,
they
yeah,
take
bro.
better care
Look
of
up.
themselves.
Look up, Pam.
Well, like y'all be telling me, he might be his own personal
That's a good
experience.
wife.
But that's what I'm saying. Even when it come down to stats, a lot of times when you
It's all
run
perspective.
these tests and you run these and you do these averages and doing these percentages, a lot of times it's a group or a certain type or a certain group of individuals that you're running this shit against. A lot of times I don't
Restart.
because I know a lot of people who live pretty good, but that's because they work as a team to build what they have. I know a lot of motherfuckers who sacrifice everything to make sure their house good. Just because they smile on the outside, these motherfuckers struggling. They
I
taking
think
all the
that's
shit on the
important,
chin.
though, Tony. It's a partnership, and in that word is a vessel that you have to both be a part of and be on to go in the same direction. So I think that's very important.
Right.
But unfortunately,
Say
we
it.
just
Say
don't
it,
do
goddamn
it
Say it,
that
Chloe.
way.
Everybody
Say it, Chloe.
Like everybody know.
That hey,
At the end of the day,
that's
we
what
all
but
don't
see,
have the same experience,
I
though.
wanted her to get there
So
because
she's right.
that is the
but
biggest thing.
Everybody don't have the same experience.
And that's the thing. What people don't realize is when we have these discussions, we can't sit here and say most of and a lot of and this. Everybody's situations are gonna be different.
That's why it's gonna be specific.
It's gonna be different. I know a lot of niggas who married their bag. I ain't say women. I said niggas. They married the woman with the money. They whole life depends on if she's still winning. I know some chicks that got with niggas that they knew this nigga was the best hustler. He was the grinder. He gonna provide. He gonna do everything they need.
The success of a marriage or relationship is predominantly or should be, relationship _ finances.
I only think it should be
so.
finance.
I don't even think it
So
should be
why
that.
is
But
it
that's
why
what
is
it
it
makes
always
the
the
whole
common
conversation we keeping
denominator
is
of everything?
finances. That's why I
Right,
said
finance.
it's three different. That's why I put three, because it's a financial, physical and emotional. Ain't got to be the richest person in the world to have love or be in a relationship. We can just
Or
know
be
how to
happy.
control. We just got to be happy and know how to control our finances. Not saying we got to have a lot of money, but we know how to control what we got and take care of what we got and live off of what we have. And if we okay with that, we okay with that. I ain't saying everybody, because most people, you ain't got to be in a happy relationship to be in a mansion. You could be in a happy relationship living in a trailer.
It's a lot of
Because this is what we want together as a couple. We're unified on that.
It's a
We're
lot
on
of
one
miserable
accord.
motherfuckers in marriages right now that can buy little countries.
Yeah,
But they
so
just hoping somebody gonna die first.
it's all about.
See, what I'm trying to figure out is the benefits part.
Am I
right?
lying,
Like,
Chloe?
everybody's saying
Just
that
leave.
the benefits are a woman struggles more when she's married to a man versus not. The dynamics change somewhere along the lines, but it's not because a man forced a woman to go get a job or forced her to go seek her own career. That's what women wanted to do. At one point, they said if a man could do it, I could do it better. That's what they pushed for. So, okay, the dynamic changed where men are no longer oppressing women and say, you got to stay in the home and cook and clean and do all these things. They want to go get a job. They want to join the workforce. Cool, go join the workforce.
Women were oppressed.
Right.
We didn't even have voter rights. So,
Absolutely.
of course, we were trying to liberate ourselves to a certain capacity.
And we want a better quality of life. It's hard to survive out here these days off of one income.
What do you mean one income?
A one income household.
Okay, so I get it. You want to
So
contribute
you
to the
baffled
household.
Josh. He has so many jobs. He was like, "What do you mean one income?"
you get a job to help contribute to the home. So now you got two incomes coming in. The man is still doing what his roles are, because Ronnie said there's roles that a man, he's the provider and this, that, and the protector. Those are his roles, right? The woman's role was to cook, clean, take care of the kids, but she picked up an extra one, going to get a job and getting a career and contributing financially to the home, because being able to survive off one income was difficult. The problem is in the midst of doing that, you're still carrying your role, he's still carrying his. Now you're neglecting him, and he's seeking it elsewhere. Like, it's damaging, because at the bottom line of it all, the only thing I'm seeing that's a big red flag is no communication. There is none. Because me growing up, and this is for a fraction or whatever percentage of men, I was taught to be an asset, right? So you learn how to cook, you learn how to clean, you learn how to wash your own clothes. So no woman has to do it for you, because I grew up in the same type of household. My mother worked, my father worked. So whenever, they both came out, he was a provider, that was his job, and he fixed everything there. She was the nurturer, you know what I mean? She took care of the kids and cooked and did all that. But I also seen him cook. I also seen him clean. They shared the responsibilities, and that's how I was raised, to share the responsibilities, so that way your partner has no reason to complain and say, oh, you're a dirty man. Oh, you're a needy man. Oh, you don't know how to cook. You don't know how to do this. You don't know how to take care of your kids. So if we're sharing the weight of the responsibility, it's a communication thing. That's all it is. So if you're walking around saying, oh, I'm doing all these things, I'm stressed out, did you relay that to your partner? Hey, I'm stressed out about this? Because if they love you, guess what they're going to do? They're going to say, damn, my woman's stressed out. She's tired of coming home and making sure the kids bathe. I'm going to make sure the kids are showered and dinner's made before you get home. That alleviates two of your problems. The only thing you probably got to take care of is ironing the clothes. And that's being fair, you know what I mean? Balancing things out. A man can't come to you and say...
Not even being fair. I feel like if a guy wants to fix your problems, it's because he loves you, because you guys are wanting to do that for your loved ones. You want to fix the problem. I think a lot of the issue falls in where that isn't being defined in relationships often.
Why not? Who's responsible for not relating?
You're going in... I think both parties are. I think both parties are responsible for sitting down and having that conversation together. Hey, what are your expectations?
Yeah. I mean, it's a two-way street.
If you see your partner stressed, because if you ain't getting what you want out of your woman, it's the reason why.
And that's another thing, too. If you see your partner stressed, I'm blind as fuck sometimes. I can't see shit. So... if you expecting somebody to see that you stressed out, and when people dealing with their own stresses, they blind to other people's stresses at the damn time. So I can't say I see you stressed out when I'm stressed the fuck out my damn self. So if we not sitting here communicating that, we're both stressed the fuck out. Because all you going to focus on how you stressed out. You ain't going to focus on how he stressed out for real.
Well, I would think that you would know your wife well enough. That's not true.
I can tell in my husband's disposition that if something's wrong.
But sometimes a man ain't gonna see it all the time. Like, you better tell me something.
So if your husband is stressed out, Chloe, right, and you already, you're stressed out as well. You're already dealing with your own issues. What do you do in that situation to bring balance?
Unfortunately, it's not where I could bring balance. I'm going to try to see what it is that I can do to rectify the situation.
And then what about your stress?
So if it's something wrong, it's more, I don't know. I feel as a woman, we aren't as vocal as a male is regarding those type of stress. We just know we have to fix it. We have to be that individual that you can cry on our shoulders. We can comfort you, and we might need a hot bubble bath and a relaxation day, but we will sacrifice that to ensure that our husband is taken care of and the
Exactly.
kids are taken care of.
If I know he's stressed and I had an issue, I would not bring it to him.
But listen to what y'all said. If y'all know he's stressed, and if y'all see that he's stressed, and the fact that you said that most men are vocal about shit like that, most of us are not, because we were always taught not to say shit to y'all. We was always taught not to say nothing to women because they'll use it against you. And for most of us that have went through that, it's still a trauma and a trigger that being vulnerable to our woman, it takes time to become vulnerable to our women. And it don't just happen just because we said I do and because we say I love you. Because at any given moment, you can use that against me to make me feel small or to hurt me. So a lot of times we won't tell you when we stressed. You can see it in our face, but we're not going to tell you what's wrong. And when we do tell you what's wrong, we're not telling you to help us fix it. We telling you to kind of get you out our way, get at you out our face so we can process and do what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So a lot of times, like, we don't want to create a burden. That's why we don't want to create the burden. And a lot of times we feel like we burden you. Now we've added more to your shit. Now we done stressed ourselves out trying to figure out why the fuck do we add that to you?
Bro, we just want peace.
So nobody don't want to communicate.
But that's the thing. A lot of times we want you to communicate with us.
It's an ego.
We want you to communicate with us, but a lot of times we don't know where to give you because we don't know how that will be used.
And I'm not even gonna lie to you, it's not even ego, it's a safety thing, right?
Yeah.
Because one of the worst things you could do to a man is make him feel insecure or unsafe with his feelings. He will never show.
He will never show you that shit again.
You got one time to make me feel embarrassed or hurt about coming to you and saying, "Damn, I need you," and you berate me or make me feel like I'm less than because in that moment I came to you and showed weakness. I'll shut
shit,
it.
Even the brush off.
Look, bro, let's wrap it up.
Bro, it don't even have to be something very like harsh. Just being brushed off. Yeah. Okay. If I come to you and say, "Babe, listen, I've been," and you kind of, you'll be all right. That's it. Yeah. I don't want to. I'm not telling you shit else.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, because sometimes a nigga be out in the rain. Just I want to swallow my pride and say I'm sorry. Like stop pointing fingers. Like, the blame is on me.
Like straight up.
But I want a new life and I want it with you.
You know what I'm saying?
If you feel the same, don't ever let it go. Because you got to believe in the spirit of love.
They say
it'll heal all things.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And so that's what I think a lot of times is not understood. It's like, that's why when we sit here, we talk about communication so fucking bad. That is the reason, because we're getting to the point now where we're starting to understand we have to say how we're feeling and not give a fuck how you take it. Because if we do, you can make us feel like shit for telling you how we felt.
Listen, bro,
nobody's stress or battle is more important than the others. That's how I got to look
at all.
If men or women, because I don't want it to make it seem like we're going against each other. You just got to understand we all have.
But that's where
where we need to just.
The reason why these conversations, but Trav, and you done seen it because we talked about it. One of the biggest things on a lot of these podcasts, talk shows, all this shit, it always become man versus woman. It don't never be what I always said about this show. I said, if we gonna do this show, it need to be a resolution at the fucking end.
Listen.
If it's gonna be back and forth, it better be a resolution at the end. If it ain't no resolution, we ain't talking about this shit no more.
Bro.
And that's just what it is.
Here's how this shit is playing out. Because I hear it, women's change their role, right? We all agree that women change their roles where they're starting to pick up jobs and being the breadwinners and all that other stuff. You got partners that picked up breadwinners, and men have now started becoming more, as women say, sassy, because they're becoming more emotionally intelligent because they now need emotional support to, validate their part as well.
They become betas instead of alpha.
It's not even beta. I wouldn't even call it beta, because here's the thing. Men in the beginning were, you got to be strong. No crying, no nothing. You gotta deal with your pain by yourself, right? And women were the ones that could express their feelings and, be sensitive. And now the roles are, no, women are strong. They're not to be treated as the weaker vessel. They're not to be treated this way. And men are like, okay, you don't want to be treated this way. You want to be treated equal. But you want to now undermine my role as a man because you want to look me in my face and say, I make money too, so I don't need to respect you.
Yep.
And now a man is like, well, emotionally, you need to support me. Emotions, where'd you get those from? So now it's like a mismatch thing. The roles have reversed and changed because now a man is demanding some sort of emotional intelligence from a woman, and a woman is demanding that a man be a leader. But how do you lead a woman that says, well, I'm an alpha and you need to handle me like you're a pet?
You don't. And you don't marry that either. So if you've gone that far where you've married that person, then you've already, chose the wrong individual.
Okay.
And that's
Bang.
What are the prerequisites that you require prior to marriage? Or how did you know your husband was the one for you? Your partner?
That's when he left the thumb in.
Is she still there?
Yeah, I don't know. Chloe?
Slipped down.
I lost you.
Oh, you lost me?
I'm back now. Yeah.
I said,
Okay.
how do
I can hear you.
How do you know your partner was the one for you? Like what bullet points did you check off to say, okay, this person aligns with your core values and you could see this person being your partner for the rest of your life?
When we met, like the onset of the meeting, this is pretty transparent. We asked each other questions. Like, we both were very open and said we've both been married. He stated that he didn't have children. I stated that I had children. That the conversation was laid out to where you didn't have any other questions regarding those specifics, like just the general bullets that you need to know when you're meeting. Hi, I'm Mark. Hi, I'm Chloe type of situation. The first date is when we really dove into who we were and what we wanted out of the relationship, where we saw each other in a few years, where our careers, where do we want to live, the things that we wanted to do. We dug deep because we both were married and we had endured bad relationships or relationships that were unsuccessful. Because I wouldn't want to call them bad. They were learning experiences for both of us. So, but we knew going into our next relationship what we wanted, and we wanted to be very transparent to each other and advise each other so that you can make a choice. Do you want to choose me? Do I want to choose him? Does he want to choose me? Because that's important. And then once we, made that decision, we courted. We kind of still got to know each other, went on dates, had a kid date, where he met my kids and I met his sisters. So it was just, really diving in deep and not doing surface dating.
Due diligence.
Y'all took the time. Y'all took the time to really get to know each other.
That's real though.
So
like a business meeting, but
right, and that's exactly what it is. This is definitely business to make sure you're doing everything you need to do to make sure this person aligns with your core values. So
to build that
mentally, physically, financially, and spiritually, those are key points that couples or partners need to align in, right? Do you feel as though your partner is evenly yoked between those values? Because I keep hearing everybody talk about finances. The finances is what I contribute, so that's what makes it the relationship valuable. But what about the other points? You know what I mean?
The other things.
I know we passed it, but spiritually, I think they come first by the all things.
Absolutely.
Spiritually for everything.
I got a question. Talking about the woman that wants a man to lead and stuff. So how do you lead a woman who don't want to be led?
Don't leave her alone.
Don't choose her.
Leave her alone.
Simple. Like that's a question that answers itself.
Yeah.
Like I've watched, dog, and it's crazy, dog. I done seen it's worse when you see your friends try to force something that don't work. That shit, because you see the demise, you see the shit they going through. Motherfucker, why you keep chasing this girl? Baby girl, why you keep chasing this nigga? He ain't gonna. Okay, so you want me to hear you cry about this nigga every fucking day?
Can't get right.
You want me to, nigga, we not finna do this.
Won't get right.
I think too that sometimes men look at independent women and just assume that she can't be led just because she's independent. But I think that's something that we've adapted to because we've had to, and given the right situation, she would be submissive.
I don't think a lot of times, I don't think men just assume that independent women, a lot of times because most men don't give a fuck regardless of what, they still want to fuck your independent ass. But the conversations will turn you off a lot faster than her just talk about what she do for herself. So once you actually sit down and talk to her, and then you start having conversations, and all she can talk about is pretty much challenging the nigga on everything he got going on. I don't want to have to compete with your ass about our lives. Like, why do I want to compete with somebody that I want to love or I want to spend time with? If every time we have a conversation, you telling me how much more you got going on than me, I don't care. I'm straight. I'm good.
You gotta take into account when you have these conversations with the potential partner, where their mind and where their head is at, right?
But that's why you had a conversation, though.
Right. When you have those conversations, you know where they work for you and where they're not going to work for you. If a woman's coming off a little bit too headstrong and you don't see anything you could contribute to her in any kind of way, or she can't contribute to you, it's going to be lopsided. The relationship's going to collapse because one person's going to feel undervalued, one person's going to feel overvalued, and they're going to start to disrespect.
So I'm going to give you an example. We all got a mutual friend of ours that every time we get around in groups of women, this nigga like to pull out boatloads of money and always talk about him being a man and doing this and doing that. And usually when he walks away, those women are still on edge. So anytime one of us try to have a conversation with them, they feel like they still got to, and we have to be, no, we ain't on the same shit. Like, I'm asking you questions on how are you? What do you do? Like, and you have to soften the conversation up again. Why? Because we know it's niggas who bring that shit out of women. You get what I'm saying? And we know it's women who quick to want to challenge men. But my conversation with her ain't going to be the same conversation as his. You get what I'm saying? Your conversation with me ain't going to be the same conversation she going to have with me. So that's why I say a lot of times the conversation has to be had, and you give a person the opportunity to go ahead and show you who they are, and you talk them off that ledge. But a lot of times you got motherfuckers that shit is just in their head. If you ain't got what I got, we can't talk. I need you to outdo me. You don't know what the fuck I got going on, so listen, you're going surface level.
My partner, I'm gonna be the greatest support that they have, and I'm always gonna, push and feed into their flame. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be the person saying, oh, they shining bright. I'm going to try to dim their light because I need to outshine them. No.
Your biggest investor.
Listen, I need you to shine as bright as you can, because when it's time for me to shine too, we going to blind these motherfuckers, because I done put you up here and I done pumped everything into you. And if we are partners and you love me, you ain't going to want to see me down there. You want me right there with you. And you're going to put that same energy into me, and it's going to be reciprocal. So
reciprocation.
Walking around feeling as though you got to compete with somebody or I got to tame you. I'm not. I'm not here to tame no women. You're not a pet. You're not an animal. I'm here to be your co-defendant. I'm here to be your partner in everything. Like me leading in. And here's a crazy thing that I learned as well. And this is in the Bible too. It's not a man leading a woman, because sometimes a woman has to lead the man and give good advice to the man and say, hey, listen, I don't think that's a good idea.
Help me.
Right. So it's a level of humility that you have to have, and the same thing the woman has. They frame the woman as what? The weaker vessel. Women, I'm not the weaker vessel, but not realizing how powerful the weaker vessel is to the big ship. Without that small vessel trailing that big ship, a lot of bad things could happen. That small boat has saved countless lives. So knowing your role and knowing how to play it and playing it strong is, it's finesse. Y'all got to be able to talk to each other and understand where each person is. Like you said, some dudes want to bow down to a woman. I make the money. I'm this man and da-da-da-da-da. And some chicks feel as though they got to bow back up and, well, if you can't match his energy, you're weak. How is he benefiting you outside of the financial aspect of it and his ego? Like, how is he
just showed
benefiting
you he's not stronger than he's not.
Some guys have the ego, like they basically claim to be a leader, but
leading how?
That's what I'm saying. Like, they want to be the man, but you haven't shown anything. Like,
most
you just want somebody to follow you just because you're a man.
Most motherfuckers do shit like that to women who entertain they bullshit.
Oh,
Women do shit like that to niggas who entertain they bullshit. They talk reckless, do reckless shit, do all that tough girl shit to niggas who allow it. Put it like this. A couple words that you can say to me that automatically ends conversations. You can't handle me. You can't control me. You can't tame me. I don't want to. Thank you for telling me that. I'm good. I'm good.
I thought I would like to think you're a grown ass woman.
I'm good. I'm good. Bro, conversation end. And then she's like, that's it? Yeah. Why you say that? Because I'm not a zookeeper. I'm not a warden. I'm not a master. I shouldn't have to control you. My job would be to support you, help build and help us grow, and advise you when you need it. I shouldn't have to control you. That's not what I'm here for.
If y'all on the same shit, there's no need for control.
Absolutely.
I don't like I said, I don't even want to have to be the motherfucker to hand you. If we out together and some shit pop off and I reach over and tell your ass, hey, chill out. I don't want to have to say that too many more times. Because obviously I done assessed the situation. I know what the fuck going on. Because when I got to get active, somebody got to be smart enough to know where we need to be heading to. Because if I'm getting active, I need you
smart
to know.
enough to know, Tony.
This is our exit.
That's the accurate statement.
You know what I'm saying?
He has to be smart enough to know. You have to have chosen an individual that would be smart enough to know.
And guess what? If she don't know,
STFU and
that'll be the last ride home. Hey, Chloe, if she don't know, that'll be her last ride home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're a liability at this point. And I think that's the biggest deal. Like anybody you deal with should not be a liability to you.
So the moral of the story is,
agree.
See the bullshit. Don't waste your time with the bullshit.
Right.
Move on.
So, let's touch bases on the marriage dynamic again. I am interested, and I'm looking at the Harvard study where it is saying that men are benefiting financially, career benefits, workplace gender, they're filling all these gaps, and it's interesting. What I would like to do is dig a little bit deeper to figure out, when did this happen? Has this always been the baseline where men are always benefiting from marriage, or has it changed over time when women started finding, bigger jobs and landing more income? Because I don't know it.
But where's the baseline? Who are these test subjects?
Okay.
I've not looked that up, Josh, so I wouldn't be able to say exactly, but I would put my neck on the line and say that you guys have always benefited.
Okay, so from the beginning, let's just give a gap. In the past 40 years, right?
What about the color purple?
In 40 years, 40 years ago versus now,
Celia didn't benefit at that.
How did men benefit from then till now? The same way. Like they're the ones always winning.
I think when Miss Sophia finally put her hands on Hoppo, it started changing.
Tell me.
People feel like when a man has a wife in a household that they're covering, they're more reliable individuals. So 40 years ago, you probably were able to get a loan based upon you being a husband and having a family.
What if she carried debt?
Stable.
You know what?
We weren't allowed to have it at a certain point. So if we're going further enough back, if we're going far enough back, there was a point where you guys had to sign for us to get an account.
I said 40 years. 40 years is not long.
40 years is putting us. 40 years is putting us into the 80s.
We're in the 80s. We talk about the 80s, crack baby era, until now.
Like presidentially, when the last time we had like a single president?
Pause. Presidents are generally not single. Like they usually.
But in most cases, any kind
they're not allowed to be single. A president has to be married.
Any political run or anything like that, they always even when people go into politics, they will all of a sudden this man ain't had a wife or anything for whatever. But as soon as it's time campaign run, they walking on stage with somebody.
Who? Because she's out there making connections for him too.
With politicians. Anytime they get on the campaign run or they starting to run for something, they're gonna have the new girlfriend, the new fiance,
Charlie Chris.
You know what I'm saying? it's like it's one of those things where they want you to be in a relationship or want you to be married. They want you to be married with
It
one or
shows
two kids.
stability.
Yeah,
it
want your wife
shows
doing
that you
volunteer
can
work
run
and-
a household. It shows that you have leadership skills.
It make you look.
It shows
like
that you can conduct yourself in a specific way because you were able to have a relationship with the other part. It shows that you made a commitment to somebody else. It builds a man's character up to show that they are and can be a leader to others when they're married.
It's a good photo op.
This is not beneficial to
I ain't
women
feel like that
or
about
wives at
Kanye
all.
West when he married Kim Kardashian.
Yes, I think that it is beneficial to us ladies,
especially back then.
And I'm not
Status.
never negating that. It's just more beneficial for men.
All right. The only way, well, okay. The benefits of being married are this much. They say, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. So you find a wife, you find a good thing. So there has to be great benefits to having a counterpart. Weighing the options in it, if you land a great woman and you marry her, yes, she's going to promote better, healthy eating habits and want to keep you around. Why? Because if you die, then that means she struggles on her own. Or she has to find somebody else.
We got that insurance.
You got to find a
Fuck
way
you,
to
Pam.
do it.
Fuck you, Pam.
You want to make sure that he's happy because a grumpy man is not going to be a productive man. So of course you're going to make sure that he's happy and do all these things. All the things that a woman can provide for you to give you better living is going to help her in the long run as well. So I don't see how this is like a beneficial thing. But it's like, oh yeah, having a wife makes you better. It makes her better too because you got a healthy counterpart that
She dies sooner.
How does she die sooner?
She dies sooner from the stress.
What stress?
Married women live less. It tends to show that our living rate goes
I need
down.
to see the stats. Okay. I need numbers, and I need legitimate numbers. When did this happen?
And what kind of marriages are we talking about? Are we talking about happy marriages? Are we
Concubines?
talking about functional marriages?
Concubine.
Because functional sounds like it could be stressful. A happy marriage sounds like things are going how they should go naturally.
Yeah, and death comes.
For sure.
Yep.
Can't cheat it, can't run from it, can't avoid it.
It says, Doc, that since, aspect of it, wanting to see, how it shows, where the woman would benefit or doesn't. But it says that in public opinion and do more unpaid domestic and caregiving work, which can reduce to their net gains from marriage despite mutual benefits. So, we're having to deal with more of the domesticated things, which doesn't allow our lifespan to be as long. We're just more sad with having to do those household things. So we're not as happy. We're not as harmonious as the single counterparts who aren't having to do those type of things because they're not in a marriage.
So five things a single woman has freedom to do that a married woman does not. I need 5 things.
Girl trips.
She has time for herself, number one.
Okay. Time for herself.
Yes.
What else?
Less stress.
No. Less stress that's too vague. I need pinpointed things. Time for herself. You have more time to do things for yourself. 4 more things that a married woman
You think
cannot
that's like
do that a single woman
say that
can.
like that's not a big deal, but
I'm not saying it's not a big deal. I just need
But
the
that's
points.
that's not a specific thing.
Because I need the specifics to know what is depleting the life out of the woman during her being married. Like, what is causing her to die sooner? Is it
Putting you
taking care of
before
children?
herself?
Is it putting the man before herself?
So, like he said, 5 things a single woman that can do
I'm fixing the.
without.
No, you've
that
been
a married
married.
woman.
You tell me.
Chloe, you can help out too.
But my life is way better as being divorced. Marriage was stressful.
And
I
it
did
ain't for everybody.
So what I'm
to be-
saying is just give me
yes.
5 things that changed.
Financially, I'm better off.
Okay.
I don't have to.
You don't have to support
That's
him.
too.
Yeah.
A lot
For
of,
sure.
and I've heard a lot of women say that, like, because they have total control over their finances,
Okay.
where it wasn't in that.
Finances. You have
Personal growth and self focus. You're able
So
to do that a little
that's
bit
pretty
more.
much-
So
that goes
you'll be able to
into-
come a little bit
But
more self.
Social.
I'm giving you these things,
Uh-huh.
but I'm happily married, so I enjoy the covenant of marriage. I am giving you these 5 things, just because you're wanting them, but my basis is being in this happy marriage because of how we both communicate and how we both make it work. So
You don't mind sharing
don't-
that.
I don't mind what now.
You don't mind sharing, your me time. You don't mind sharing your finances because you guys are partners.
Not at all. Not at all.
Right.
And we're not having to be all up each other's behind all 24/7. Sometimes I could be upstairs, he could be downstairs. If we're wanting to be in the same space, we're able to be in the same space. Financially, I do a lot of our extracurricular activity things because he has the bulk of the responsibilities with the household stuff.
Right.
So once you know your role and you play your role, it makes everything go smooth.
Because you're a partner. You know what I mean?
You've got an understanding.
You're treating your venture correctly. You know what I mean? Like you're not putting it all on him and then expecting something in return that you're not investing into the relationship.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So know your role and shut your mouth.
Pam, I need 3 more things.
Rudy Poo.
Just for me, I just told you it was just the stress of it all. That's the biggest thing for me.
Right.
So I feel like
The independence.
yes,
Independence. Pam can do and go whenever she wants.
Financial gain and your independence, your me time. This comes from this, and it just sounds like what it is. Poor communication. Poor communication in a relationship, and you not believing that your partner is going to respond to you in a way that's going to be in like a productive manner that is to help you.
well, it was way more than that, because I had a terrible marriage, so it was made way more than just the communication. It was a lot more.
Because I'm trying to figure this out. Like, how is a woman dying earlier because she's married?
But this is why we said perspective and experience.
Yeah.
When we've sat here and talked to Pam, when she talked about her marriage, she didn't have the considerate partner. She did a lot of the boatload of the lifting. She did most of the work. She did mostly everything. That's why, and that's why every time you bring that up, I say it's not for everybody. It's a lot of people that go through it, but they don't have partners. They have roommates.
Yeah. Well, and
You know
I
what I'm
always
saying?
say that, and it was. I don't want to make it seem like he didn't do anything right. There were times when he
Nice try.
no, I'm just saying.
No,
He was
you
a
had
good dad.
moments.
Is
Yeah,
he tuned
like
in?
You
when
had moments.
I was in the military. He had to take care of the kids.
He
and
had
stuff
moments.
A while. We had to, commute.
Listen
and
to
all
what
that
you
kind
said
of stuff.
though. You were in the military. Who else is gonna do it?
Well, I'm
You
just
were.
You get what I'm saying? Like
There
it
were times
wasn't.
when-
It wasn't. It's a difference when both y'all in the household and you still taking on the boatload of the shit.
So
It wasn't no consideration at
I'm
that
gonna
point.
tell you this right
It's
now.
funny.
That is poor communication and just like people not being aligned. Because if you're in the military and he's taking care of the kids, is he paying the bills at the house as well? Or you were? So he was a stay-at-home dad and he was taking
going
care
to
of
school.
the
He was
kids.
going to school.
Okay,
Plug
so
this mic.
he's going to school taking care of the kids. I know a lot of women that do that too. Like they go to school, take care of the kids. Men do it too. So he's sharing his his part of it as well.
Yeah, I give him props for that.
I for the life of me, I can't understand it when they say, women die younger being married. Like more, like it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all.
She's being nice about
It doesn't make any
situation.
sense.
She don't really want to indulge. Like, man, fuck this nigga. She ain't gonna do that.
Because as a man, like, I know what we gotta endure every day. You have a hard day at work. You come home. How many times you come home and the first thing, the toilet's broken, or the window's broke, or this is not working over here, or that. can I just get in the door first before all the other things? Or you come home and then there's a pile of bills on the table and, all right, which one I got to pay first and which one can I pay? And like you going through all these different things and then the baby's crying and this is crying. And you got to take into consideration the woman's dealing with.
The baseball bat is stuck in the
yeah,
in the
it's
garbage
all
disposal.
kind of shit going on.
He don't even play baseball.
And you come home and you got to deal with it. And then you got to think about your spouse. She been dealing with the kids shitting, screaming, fucking shit up that she don't know how to fix, and you got to fix it, and she got to figure it out, and she got to cook and clean and make sure. Like, it's just this dynamic that's everybody's stressed out. Huh?
Is she cooking?
Hot Pockets. Hot Pockets. But no, right. So
They all don't do that.
they all don't. They all don't. You're absolutely right. It's just where do we find a middle ground where we could change the dynamic of what's going on right now, where men and women feel heard emotionally, financially, spiritually, mentally. Everybody feels heard and everybody feels secure. Because if a woman doesn't feel secure with her partner coming and saying, hey, listen, I'm stressed out. I came home from work. Billy done shit out his sleeve. I don't feel like changing. Can you handle it? Or I don't feel like cooking tonight. Can you cook? What's going to happen? I mean, the relationship.
What if that person can't? What if they don't know how to cook?
That's a me problem.
And take an initiative.
And you too.
And take initiative.
No. Effective communication. I can't tell you how to communicate. You should be able or mature enough to know how to do it.
You know I can't cook. Well, you better order some.
And if they can't
There we
cook,
go.
Be
look,
proactive.
Compromise there.
I can't cook, right?
Yes.
So the compromise,
proactive.
you got to be mature
Right.
enough to sit down and say, "Well, your weak
Thank you.
points at."
Enjoy.
This
we
is
go.
where the evenly
Yeah.
yoked behavior comes into play. If you know I'm good at cleaning, but I ain't cooking, but you good at cooking, but you ain't good at cleaning, hey, let's split this up right quick. I'm gonna do
You gonna
this and
figure
you
it
do
out.
that. Yeah, I mean, if you good at the homework and I'm good at get them settled down, let's do that. It has to be a balance in this thing. The minute one person feels to say that's your job, you just laying all the burden on that one person to handle it. Same thing, women. I know women that are breadwinners, and if a man is laying around talking about, oh, that's your job to do it because that's what you've been doing, you slack. And it's the same thing for a woman. If you know your man is going through a rough patch or he's having a hard point, you don't berate that man and look down on him. He's going through a hard moment. You step in and help him out whichever way he can, especially if he's doing the same for you. It's
In a perfect world.
Right. It's a communication thing. And that's where we lack at as people because we all want to be superheroes and say, I'm going to do it myself. I'm not going to lie. I'm guilty of it. I sat down the other day with my therapist and she was like, well, who do you call in events that you need help? No one. No one. Because I don't like depending on people because I don't like being disappointed.
Calvary's not coming.
It takes me too much time to recover out of fuck ups and people not coming through versus me just saying, I'm going to figure it out on my own.
Bruh.
Being vulnerable with your feelings is another thing.
You don't have to do much, but if I can't depend on you, you ain't
Listen,
worth shit to me.
don't worry about it. Like, I'll figure it out. But is that a good trait? No, because that makes me shut off from being vulnerable about certain things that I actually do need help with. You know what I mean? And my partner could actually help me out with. You know how many times Shorty done help me out with shit? I'm sitting there looking at her like, why are you doing this? And I'm confused. Because I'm not, used to that kind of behavior. Like, that shit is crazy. But
You were preconditioned to bullshit.
there you go. Preconditioned to it. And if I'm conditioned to only being to myself and being for myself, you don't know how to communicate, hey, I need this or I need that. But I think that's what it all boils down to. Man and woman and man not communicating with each other and being humble enough to do it, saying, hey, listen, I need help. I'm stressed the fuck out. Because if y'all love each other, if a man loves a woman loves a man, the minute you hear your partner's in distress, you coming. Like, all right, I'm going to step up. I'm going to do this. I don't give a fuck what it is. I'm going to help out because I want you to be happy. That's just it.
I think the second time gonna be the charm for me if I do it again.
Think so?
Yeah, I think I.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
If I do it again,
Sister
A
wife.
bullshit.
You're right.
it's
Right.
gonna be it.
I hear Ben in the corner. She's been in the corner. She's coming around to it again.
But
I
I
like
just
that.
feel like I just want somebody that wants to do stuff for me. Like I don't want them to feel like this obligated because I enjoy doing stuff for my partner and making sure he good.
Oh, you want to be appreciated, Pam, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Pam wants sister wives.
She want to be chosen.
I've been telling
Pam
her for
wants to
long.
change her religion.
I don't know.
Pam
Why you
wants
don't eat
sister
Pam?
wives. Ask her.
That's what
Because I'm open to polygamy. That's why they keep bothering me.
Hold
Like
up.
that.
Don't ask her. Ask her.
Okay.
Yeah. Ask her.
She want to be chose.
Yeah.
That's all.
She want to be Tuesday and
There's
Sunday.
nothing wrong with
She
that
gotta
either.
get
You know,
chose.
be happy. Be happy.
Yeah, we done ran our goddamn mouth, and we done touched this subject.
I do
We
you
done,
chose.
I think we pretty much nailed it. Been pretty good. We could always be a part two.
You can't take an issue to your spouse.
Yeah, we definitely could do that.
But did we go over
Chloe,
each topic?
you better keep your goddamn
Did we
phone
go
close
over
by,
each
'cause
outline?
you called again.
Right. Did we touch each other?
Chloe, you definitely need keep your phone close because you're gonna be called again.
We gonna call back and do this again.
But yeah, this was definitely a good episode.
We ain't gonna talk about it.
We had 11 o'clock.
We still got 2 in the bank.
I know we got 30 episodes. We talked about it. We said we gonna talk about it. Again. We never
Nigga,
talk
we
about
got
it.
it's a couple on in the
If you guys can still hear me, thank
Yes.
you so
Yes.
much for allowing me to be a part of the Red Room Empire podcast this evening. I enjoyed myself thoroughly.
Next time, hop your ass
Yeah,
on 910
I
and come over.
appreciate you definitely being a part of it. Pardon our technical difficulties. You know,
Yeah.
it happens whenever we leave our room.
Oh, you running it back, so don't worry about it.
Whenever you're in the city, you already know you got to make that guest appearance, and we'll probably do like a, surprise podcast. They do come back sometimes.
I would love that. I would love that.
All right. Nice having you.
Thank you for definitely chiming in and coming in.
Thank you,
and fucking with
Chloe.
us.
I got trust issues. She coming back.
Thank you, guys.
Round of applause. Appreciate you, Chloe.
You know
Shit.
what I'm saying?
I think you can clap my ears to death.
You
But,
damn right.
But listen, we're going to go ahead and get this sign out. So, Chloe, go ahead and tell the folks goodbye and tell them how to reach you, how to holler at you, whatever business you got, whatever charities or whatever the hell you got going on. Let the people know something.
Charities.
Well, I'm Chloe Michelle again. I can be found on Instagram at Hi, I'm Chloe Michelle. Also on TikTok, Chloe Michelle Davis Kate. And Facebook, the same handle. I do real estate here in the great state of Texas and property management. If you're looking for a mobile home to flip or you sublease, I'm your girl. And thank you guys again.
I might
I
need to holler at
appreciate
you
you,
about
Chloe.
something
I
like that.
appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
We got a lot of people in
All right,
Texas.
see?
Yeah, man.
Go ahead and close out over there.
Oh, shit. This your boy Kingpin, because I never did get the introduction, and this motherfucker still talking. Yeah, it's time to go. Shit, look at the time, nigga.
You kick it out, Trav.
Kicking everybody
Oh, shit,
Cut his phone
yeah,
off.
time to go. 11 o'clock. Shit.
Cut the phone
Like I
off.
said, this your boy Kingpin. I ain't had much to say. I had my opinions about the whole thing. But anyway, y'all have a blessed night. What?
Grumpy. Man, I'm just grumpy.
All right, you wanted. All right, well, go hang out with the other 6 dwarves.
Well, go ahead, Slim.
Yeah, Slim
Fuck
Shady.
the shit.
Fuck this shit. That's his name for the night. Fuck this shit. Hey, it's your boy, Joe.
Hey, what's that?
Man, y'all already know what it is. Mr. Tony T, a.k.a. the famous Mr. Nobody.
It's your
I'm
girl.
out.
It's your girl, Pam.
God damn.
Have a
Hey,
good night,
listen,
everybody.
y'all want to sit down there and be a guest on the show, please shoot ideas, topics in the DM. We'll definitely get you on board. As you can see, you can chime in via telephone or whatever the case may be as we try to get this thing nailed down. Please, pardon our technical difficulty. It doesn't happen all the time, but it happens from time to time. I appreciate everybody from Josh, Lauren, Braun, Ronnie, all y'all chiming in and tuning in. Please spread the word and let's get this show to be bigger than what it is already. Look forward to the next episode. Until then, be great,
Yeah.
folks.
Oh yeah,
about you.
thanks, Ty. I see you. Thanks for tuning in.
it's
And let me know the YouTube.
Treating all
Live
criminal
was up.
friends like Trump supporters. It's hate week. Fuck knows today. Let's go.
Oh, see, now I gotta cancel your shit right
Yes,
now.
sir.
It's over.
It's all about you today, baby.
Man,
Fuck
fuck them
about that
Kings.
nose.
Yeah,
You
you
tripping.
should feel that.
Fuck them.